So I'm delighted to introduce our author interview today, which is Annabel Kantaria. Annabel, thank you for coming. Annabel is the winner of the Montegrappa Prize in 2013. So since then, just in 5 years, I mean, it's been an incredible journey for you. You've had 4 books published, a 5th one in progress, and this is your latest one, I Know You. So 4 books published. Was it always your dream to become an author?
It always was my dream from a very early age. I always loved writing. I was always told by my teachers at school that I had a good way with words. And all my jobs, I never really knew what I was going to do. I just knew that ultimately I would write. And I worked in publishing. I worked as a magazine editor and as a journalist. And so all my jobs involved writing, but it was fiction that I really wanted to do. Yeah. I wanted that name on that book.
Yeah. So talking about your writing, I don't like the word process, but I think you know what I mean. What is the most difficult part for you of writing a book?
I think once you've had the excitement of starting at the beginning and you know where you're going, I find the middle of the book really hard. I laugh to myself, I call it the soggy middle, and trying to avoid the soggy middle because it's easy to lose the rhythm and the pacing, and you have to make sure that the reader keeps on turning the page. I find that actually really difficult.
As someone said to me, you can't have a murder on every page, can you? So it's quite difficult to sort of pace the action. Yeah, I agree. So this is your latest book, I Know You. I have read it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Social media is such a huge theme in this. I mean, was there a particular incident in your life that you thought, oh, that would be quite interesting to write about, or was it? How did you get the inspiration?
I think we all give away more than we think we do on social media. We might think we're being quite careful, but in reality we're not. And there was a moment when I was talking to someone who I follow on Instagram, and she follows me, but I've never met her in real life, but I know who she is. And I did meet her one day, and I just said to her, oh, nice to meet you. How was your holiday in Turkey? And she just looked at me like, how did you know I went to Turkey? And I suddenly felt really like, oh, have I overstepped the mark? But she'd been posting all her pictures on social media, and that probably was the event that triggered it. Yeah.
I Know You is set in London. The main theme in there is social media. How much research did you do for this particular novel?
Well, with all of my books, I like to know what's going on in my characters' heads. So I researched their psychological. All of them have something slightly wrong with them. And so I did a lot of research into the psychology of the characters before I started. In terms of the social media stuff, I did have a lot to learn, and I researched it as I was writing it.
So 4 books published. What's next? You're working on your next book?
Yep, I'm currently in the middle of book 5, which I think I can say the title because I think it's out there. It's called House of Whispers.
House of Whispers.
It's a slightly different turn for me. It's more of a gothic type read involving a bit of mental illness.
And when's that published?
We don't have a date yet, but I think we're looking at spring 2020.
Okay, very nice. Annabel, thank you so much for joining me on Karen's Bookshelf. If you would like to learn more about Annabel, she'll be appearing at the upcoming Emirates Literature Festival on the 7th of March. She's on a panel talking about social media, which I think will be really interesting and very relevant to your latest book as well.
Definitely. Thank you.
So we're giving away a signed copy of Annabel's latest book. If you want to be in with a chance to win, head over to my Facebook and Instagram page to find out more.